Hi, my name is Jyrki Kaija. I work for HSY, coming from shortcut from Helsinki Region Environmental Services Authority, but also definitely a water utility. And here I have my colleague from Ethiopia. Please.
Okay. My name is Yorga Alamu. I came from Ethiopia, from the northern part of, northwestern part of Ethiopia, known as Bahir Dar City Water Supply and Sewerage Service. I'm currently working as a general manager for Bahir Dar City Water Supply and Sewerage Service. I come to HSY for experience sharing, and there is a project which was currently running, so to share, ideas and experience with HSY.
And I must say that we have had now a couple of days of nice discussions and very, very interesting inform sharing, because there is always things to learn both ways. But the questions. This is now your second trip to Finland and HSY. First one was roughly a year ago. Based on these trips and what you have seen, what you would say are the biggest differences in water sector services in Ethiopia versus Finland?
Yeah, this is my second time to visit HSY and the Finland, and more or less there is much similarity, because Bahir Dar Water Supply and Sewerage Service is working on drinking water supply and wastewater service, and HSY is more of environmental service. Maybe the biggest difference that I have seen is on solid waste management. HSY working on solid waste management, but my utility will work only drinking water supply and wastewater. The solid waste management in my city is covered by the municipality. This is one of the biggest challenge, biggest difference. Except the solid waste management, the other are more or less similar. In fact, the wastewater management is at infant stage currently in my city, and infrastructural development are ongoing. Maybe after the development of the infrastructure for wastewater, we will go actively for wastewater management. So except some of the work are smaller in my utility, and most of the work are bigger and numerous in HSY. Our big difference is on solid waste aspect. Otherwise, it's more or less similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. You also already said that, mentioned that there are also lots of similarities. Would you give us an example of these similarities on water sectors?
Okay.
Water sector services are basically similar in the city, but if there is anything specific you would like to raise?
Yeah. The similarity is on drinking water supply, and there is bigger similarity, especially on water supply and water distribution. Leakage management, for example, there is a higher leakage in Bahir Dar. There is a smaller leakage in HSY, and the other one is on projects. For example, there are projects which was water supply projects which is running in my city, and there is also investment projects that is going in HSY. So in the drinking water supply, it's much similarity. On wastewater, as I have said, that the wastewater management part is at infant stage in my city, and but HSY is much involved in wastewater management, and the major, maybe the highest income revenue is from wastewater service. But in my city, there is no any revenue for wastewater management. It is under construction stage. So but in the drinking water supply, from the planning aspect, on designing and the construction, and also in the customer service, everything are similar, except that the size of the work may vary. Maybe our work or our size, our budget is very small, but HSY budget is very high, and numerous works are in HSY.
But the basic elements are the same.
The basic elements are the elements, and the works, the department even are the same.
Coming from Bahir Dar, and as you mentioned, your wastewater sector, for example, is in infant stage, as you mentioned. How do you see the development in Bahir Dar? What are the next steps to be taken, and what kind of projects you have, development projects you have going on?
Okay. Yeah, currently the Bahir Dar city have a serious water shortage, and our water production will not, fulfill the demand of the people. So there are two active projects for drinking water supply. One is funded by the Japan government, and that is under construction, and it will be completed maybe after 1 month. And the other one is a government budget support. That's also for increasing the water production. We use groundwater wells for increasing the water production. So this, the second project, also the governmental project, will be finalized after 1 month. So these two projects will increase our water production. Maybe after 1 month, our water supply coverage will increase from the current 50% to 80% based upon these two projects.
Major change.
Yeah. But for the wastewater, there is an active project funded by World Bank, and currently we are constructing public and communal toilets in order to decrease open defecation. So there are toilets that are under construction, and the other one is septic tanks for condominial buildings. There are many condominial buildings. There is much gap, especially on wastewater. We see on the condominial housing. So at that area, we are also constructing septic tanks, more bigger ones. And maybe in the future, maybe after 1 year, there is a fecal sludge management or treatment plant will be constructed in Bahir Dar. It needs a bigger budget, and there is also consultant and contractors are under procurement currently. It's funded by the World Bank. So the wastewater, there is huge investment are now currently taking place with the support of the World Bank. So we are both working on wastewater investment and also on drinking water investment. The other projects that are currently running is the one is the water operator partnership with HSY and Bahir Dar. So with this, there is more of capacity building projects. Currently, we make, we work together with the HSY for serving of low-income population, especially on drinking water supply, and also giving of training for management and the staffs, especially leadership training, which was conducted. And there is also a plan to have a model district meter area. So one area is selected for to make our water distribution fair. So such kinds of works are with HSY are currently running. And there is also another project known as the Dutch project or Vitens Evidence International project. These are also similar projects, but there is a wider perspective, especially on increasing of the water supply, and also supplying of the pipes and supplying of other equipment. So these also are the projects that are currently running to improve the implementation capacity of the utility.
So lots of going on, and
going on.
You are in a very interesting development phase. Totally new things coming up. But to be fair, would you like to ask something from me?
I have only one question, and because this water operator partnership with HSY is a 3 years project, and one of the year is already elapsed. Next is 2 years are already remaining, and the support in terms of budget is also very limited. So it needs a continuous support, especially on the capacity building of our staffs. It's a continuous job, attitudinal change, cultural change. We expect so. One thing that I wanted to ask is the continuation of these projects and additional budget for the support of these works, because there are many workers, and most of the works are under infant stage, and it should be updated, and it should be continuous so that we can improve the implementation capacity of the utility. So is there any plan to continue this project after 2 years, or to get additional budget?
Yes, as you said, it's EU financed part of this project is totally 3 years, and like you said, we have done 1 plus something year, and we have less than 2 years running. And already in this sort of EU's idea is that they give some financing, and then the utilities participating the water operator partnership, they try to, as you said, get extra financing through their own sources. And we are currently discussing here and have been already discussing some time with the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry in Finland, that is in Finland the main ministry for water supply, and also the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Finland for extra financing to this project. And they have given us, in discussions, they have given us sort of green light, so to say, but we will prepare an application for extra money, and we hope to, and we are pretty sure that, pretty convinced that we will get some extra financing for this project, so that we can continue our, for us, very nice cooperation also in future.
Okay, thank you very much.
That is our aim.
Yeah, that's good aim. I think please continue, because we need our partnership. It should be longer and with some additional budgets, so that we can work together, because my utilities many gaps, capacity gaps, and other also shortage of especially small equipments. So we need your support to modernize my utility. So thank you very much.
Yeah, cultural changes take lots of time, but what we have been discussing, that I think you are in a very good track.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.